afternoon, Professor Tsuda, and good afternoon, class. My name is Lauren Diller, and today I will be sharing a presentation about meeting the needs of at-risk students on a high school level. The big question we all ask as educators is, who are at-risk students? At-risk students are vulnerable, especially to abuse or delinquency. At-risk is a term that is used as an indicator of presumed cause and effect dynamics that place an individual child in danger or adolescent in danger of negative events. The term at-risk describes a situation that doesn't have to be current, but is anticipated if no intervention is provided to the individual or child or adolescent. The next question we all ask as educators is how to identify possible at-risk students. Some family risk factors and school factors include a child living in poverty or coming from a low-income family, having a single parent family, experiencing low parent education levels, living in households without English speakers. Some school factors include chronic absenteeism, having a low GPA, possessing poor social skills, possessing a low self-esteem, and rebelliousness, whether it's in the community or at home or at school. The magnitude of the problem. Statistics and data. There are 74.2 million people under 18 in the United States. That's about 25% of the population. Nearly 40% of children in the United States live in low-income families with incomes at or below 200% of the federal poverty level. 12% of high school dropouts are unemployed. High school dropouts are more than 8 times as likely to commit crimes and serve prison time. Children from low-income families are more likely to start school with limited language skills, have less parental support with homework, deal with more emotional and social problems that interfere with learning. Magnitude of the problem, statistics and data continue. Students who live in communities with high levels of poverty are 4 times more likely to be chronically absent. Reasons for this include unstable housing, unreliable transportation, and a lack of access to health care. By the 6th grade, chronic absence becomes a leading indicator that a student will drop out of high school. The top 5 U.S. states with the most homelessness youth are Nevada, California, Oregon, Washington, and Washington, D.C. All of these statistics highlight the big need for youth development and for at-risk students. Some data, school, family, and risk factors. The top chart here shows chronic absenteeism in California by race. So we have here American Indian and Alaska Native at 20.9% and Asian at 3.6%. The bottom chart shows the percent of poor young children in single-family households. Some behavioral characteristics for at-risk students are violent or aggressive behaviors, use of drugs, substance abuse, feeling sad or helpless, eating disorders, suicide-related behaviors, signs of depression, signs of antisocial behavior, signs of anxiety, and lack of interest in academics. The impact on academic and personal social success. At-risk youth who live in poverty are less likely to be able to focus on their academics. They're most likely to commit crimes in the future, most likely to drop out of high school and not attend college, and are most likely antisocial and stay to themselves due to depression and anxiety. More acceptable to use drugs and abuse substances. Some interventions and strategies, specifically what can counselors do? Get to know the teen and create a safe space where the individual can express their emotions. Discover what needs to be done. Draw up some goals. Draw up a plan of achieving those goals. Review them. Be a listening ear and show empathy for what the individual is going through. And most importantly, set up mentorship. In conclusion, at-risk youth are extremely vulnerable and exposed to negative events due to economic, school, and family risk factors. It is imperative that teachers, counselors, parents, and the community work together as a unit to uplift at-risk youth and provide resources that help in target youth development. Within each school climate, all educators need to pay attention to the risk factors and characteristics of each individual so they are able to identify an individual is at risk or not. Some recommendations include counseling interventions, positive support from teachers, counselors, parents, and the community, provide resources for a mentorship program, provide counseling resources for the parent or family of the individual, set up and review achievable goals, monitor student growth, and mostly pay close attention to risk factors. So the outcome of meeting the needs of at-risk students are the positive outcomes to youth empowerment programs are improved social skills, improved behavior, increased academic achievement, increased self-esteem, and increased self-efficacy. Young people who are surrounded by a variety of opportunities for positive encounters engage in less risky behavior and ultimately show evidence of higher rates of successful transitions into adulthood. Research shows that youth who have sufficient support from their families, schools, and community develop the assets necessary to do well in life and perform well in school. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my video.
When you don't have a person really amping you or prepping you for what's the next step, anything is possible.
That is 23-year-old Perfection Rivers. Raised by a single mother, Rivers dealt with poverty, violence, and drugs as a child. Her teenage life was not easy.
Like anything is possible, but it wasn't positive. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing good stuff. Like I wasn't working, making money to pay my bills. I was fooling around more so. Like
Rivers was taken to the Good Life Foundation by a friend. She says the foundation changed her way to look at life.
In my younger years, I really was like a knucklehead. I was stubborn and I was stuck to my own ways. And now working with the Good Life and becoming older, you learn that you have to adapt. You have to be willing to network. You know, you just got to try different things if you want to better yourself.
Starting with 10 youths in 2014, the Good Life Foundation has served more than 200 youths till now. They are focusing on building entrepreneur skills as well as financial independence.
Many of the youth don't know how to live good lives. What are the elements of a good life? They don't have access and opportunity oftentimes in order for them to do. This is because if you ask them, they'll raise their hand and they'll tell you, yes, I want to live a good life. How is a totally different concept.
Rivers wants to be a photographer. The foundation is assisting her dreams by helping her get grants and get into a college.
Even if things are horrible, I'm still going to have a smile on my face because I know at the end of the tunnel is something always good waiting for us.
Isha Lakshmi Balinge, NCC News.